So today we're going to talk about sender reputation. Now, this can sometimes get a little bit technical, but I think it's really important to know what this is and to know how to improve it, because this is going to elevate your email marketing. So if you're new here, my name is Emily. I help small business owners and e-commerce brand owners elevate their brand through email marketing. So let's dive in. Sender reputation is like your online credibility score when it comes to email. Imagine your emails are like letters, and the postman is an email service provider like Yahoo or Google. And this postman has to decide whether to deliver that letter to the person's front door or to toss it in the bin. Your sender reputation is basically how reliable and trustworthy you seem to these online postmen, and it determines whether your emails end up in a person's spam folder or in their main inbox. If you consistently send relevant emails that are opened by your recipients, your reputation goes up. But if you send spammy and irrelevant things, your reputation will go down. This is so important because a good sender reputation means that your emails are more likely to land in the inbox of your recipients. There's no use in putting all this effort into writing and creating beautiful, compelling emails, going through the whole checklist to create a highly converting email, and then it lands in someone's spam box. Not cool. Let's dive into 10 ways to improve your sender reputation. My first suggestion is to implement double opt-in for your subscribers. When someone subscribes to your list, they aren't actually immediately subscribed. First, they get an email that says, "Are you sure you want to subscribe?" or "Click here to confirm your subscription." And then they click in, and that's a double opt-in, and then they are added to your list. For lead magnets, I normally set a single opt-in, because sometimes people get confused. They sign up expecting something delivered straight to their inbox, and then they miss the confirmation message and nothing lands in their inbox, and they feel like they have been fooled. While I do use single opt-in quite a lot, what I also implement regular list cleaning. So this brings me to my second point. You want to clean your email list of unengaged subscribers. This means regularly removing inactive or unengaged subscribers. What I would suggest is creating a segment based on people's interaction. So if someone has not interacted with your email in 3 months, there might be an opportunity to send them a re-engagement campaign. You reach out and you say, "Do you still want to hear from us? Are you still interested in being part of this list?" With a very strong call to action that they can click if they are still interested. If they are, they get then added back into the main list. If they are not, you can then tag them as unengaged and remove them from your list. This is a much better way to do things. You would rather be sending emails to a list of 50 people where 50% of them are opening consistently versus a list of 100 people where only 20% are engaging because the rest are inactive. That will affect your sender reputation. The third thing you can do is really personalize your emails and make them relevant to your subscribers' interests. When people receive emails that are intriguing to them, then they're going to open and they're going to engage. If you're sending someone something random that doesn't pertain to them, that isn't personalized, it's going to come across as spammy, and you're more likely to be marked as spam by your recipient, which is not a good thing for sender reputation. Okay, fourth thing, you want to avoid using spam trigger words. So email service providers like Yahoo, like Google, have certain words that they will flag as spammy if you use them in subject lines. And this is pretty important because these are quite common words and it's very easy to use them, especially when you're trying to create a strong subject line. But you're going to want to avoid them because it's not going to work in your favor. So these words, I actually have a list here, so I'm going to tell you some of these. Free, guarantee, earn money, get paid, cash, dollar signs, 100% free, risk-free, act now, limited time, double your income. There are a whole bunch of these. This isn't spam. That's not a good subject line to use. So yeah, just get creative with your subject lines. Keep them personal. I always like to use people's first name and subject lines. It makes it seem like a really colloquial, personalized email. So why don't you try do that, but avoid these words. Okay, idea 5 is segment your audience and send them content that is tailored to their specific segment or interests or demographics. So this kind of goes back to my point about sending people relevant content. If you segment your audience, let's say you're a fitness brand and you have like really high-end like pro athlete gear. I don't really know what I'm talking about. Pro athlete gear versus like more lifestyle, chilled out, comfy workout clothes for the person that goes to the gym twice a week. You're not going to want to send the person that goes to the gym twice a week all your really high-end, expensive technical gear. So you want to segment your audience so that you are sending the people who are interested in high-end technical gear, sales, promos, how-to guides, whatever it is surrounding that topic. And you want to send them more lifestyle people, maybe more light-hearted, inspirational content, and obviously sales and promotions on products that pertain to their lifestyle and their interests. This will increase your engagement, and this helps to improve sender reputation. You want to monitor your email deliverability rates and see if there are any sudden changes that might indicate that your sender reputation has dropped, and then you need to figure out what the issue is. It could be that you have increased spam complaints and now you're being flagged as a spammy sender. Could be high bounce rates, as in the emails that are in your list aren't actually active anymore and they're just bouncing directly. You could have implemented changing in your sending patterns that are now being flagged as spammy. So let's say you were sending emails once a month and now you're suddenly increased to 6 times a month. This is also something to think about, is to gradually increase that. It could also just be a technical problem, but this is something that you're going to want to dig into and figure out so that your sender reputation isn't impacted for too long. So number 7, encourage your subscribers to whitelist your email, and this will mean that your email gets sent into their inbox versus into their spam folder. A simple way to do this would be on the confirmation page of a subscription form is just have a little call to action that gets people to drag your email from their promotions or spam folder into the main inbox. Also in Google, you sometimes get those buttons where you can mark an email as safe. Get people to click on those because that will improve your sender reputation. A whitelist is basically the opposite of a blacklist. So it's a list of approved or safe emails that the email service provider knows will always be safe and will always land in someone's inbox versus spam folder. It's basically a guarantee that your emails will be received by that recipient. So how do we do this? I'm going to quickly share my screen and show you. Quickly, this is how I would whitelist an email in Gmail. So this is a Gmail account. You come up here to the gear icon in the top right, see all settings, come to filters and blocked addresses. We're going to create a new filter. To our email address, create filter, and then select never send it to spam. And click create filter. And it is as simple as that. Okay, number 8. So have you ever received a lot of emails from a brand, or maybe it's a newsletter, and you're trying to unsubscribe and you just cannot find that unsubscribe button, or you feel like you unsubscribe once and somehow you're still part of that list? That is going to wildly increase your chances of being marked as spam. And I've done that to brands in the past where I feel like I've unsubscribed and somehow a year later I'm still receiving these emails and they're clogging up my inbox. You want to include clear and prominent unsubscribe buttons in your emails. If you segment your list correctly, you can also allow people to manage preferences and change the frequency of the emails that they receive from you. So they might not want to unsubscribe completely, but maybe they just don't want to be receiving promotions every day. I don't know who does. Maybe it's just once a week or once a month. So that's one way that you can actually keep people in your list while tailoring content, or at least the frequency of your content, to their needs. Number 9 is authenticating your email. This establishes the legitimacy of your emails and once again prevents them from being marked as spam. Now, there are a number of ways to do this, and I would suggest just doing a basic Google of how to authenticate your email and following the steps. The one thing you should do is keep a consistent sender email. This builds trust because your email recipients can recognize the sender and they're less likely to mark it as spam. And then other steps involved setting up an authenticated domain and looking at sender policy frameworks. I'm going to leave that to you to do as homework. And lastly, number 10 is something that we've actually mentioned before, but it's to keep your email frequency consistent and to avoid sending too many emails within a short space of time, because that does come across as spammy. A lot of email marketing platforms have the option to exclude addresses that have been emailed in the past. You can set the number of hours or the number of days, and this is one way to prevent too many emails being sent all at once. So let's say someone has just gone through your welcome flow and you're now sending a bunch of promotions because of a sale that's going on. You can make sure that those people aren't bombarded with too many emails by just toggling this setting on and off. I hope this has been really helpful and that you are able to implement some of these right away. I think they're pretty easy to implement. If you found this content valuable, please like, subscribe, let me know what you found interesting about this and how you go in improving your sender reputation. I will see you in the next one.